Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing fixed capitals on the Alcatraz map. We're playing as a green player. Out of the third position, we have a great spot for the bottom right. The weakest bonus on the board, but certainly one that we are well positioned to take on the very first turn here. We're likely going to get black capping right in front of us. Now there is the risk if I cap here. Oh my goodness. I guess red cap. Okay. Thanks, black. I thought black could cap on the 3 here, steal my capital, and then pull the 4 in after the roll. I guess there's the risk of orange taking your cap out front. Or if I, excuse me, have a bad retake, purple stealing the capital. Apologies for my coughing. I am a little bit under the weather, and also I've had a heck of a time with white players today. But it doesn't look like this particular white player has any sort of good spawn. So I've got that going for me at least. Yeah, with black not here, I mean, they can still try to roll me and steal this, but the chances of that happening are considerably lower. Only have an 8 on 6. White cap's directly in front of black over here. Now with orange, there's no way orange goes in the 4 here, right? I anticipate orange actually capping out in front of me or behind black. Purple's going to take the 6 here. It's basically going to be a battle between myself and purple on who can capture their position faster. Purple, and then net the most troops out of it, right? Which obviously purple with 4 additional troops per turn will absolutely do, but they have quite a bit to cut through. And orange caps behind the obvious position for purple, effectively thwarting their game. I'm not sure orange had better options, but that one in particular looks fairly dreadful. Now, I don't have anything back here. This would have been a great spot to kind of sneak some troops into the back of the board. I'm a little bit surprised white goes between red and black. I don't think that's very fruitful. If red rolls black immediately, black has no chance to retake, and white potentially ends up with both of these capitals. And red with a 9 cap, I don't know that there's that much risk in attempting this. Hit one slow roll, see if you pull a button. What? Okay, I don't understand that at all. Doesn't even pull the 2 into capital. Black now plays from back here because black's going to take this 1 point. This is a terrible play by black to not defend the capital. White is almost certainly going to roll this immediately. At this point, you need to remove white from behind you, and they do not do that. Okay. Just a pretty bad play from both players here. Red, I think you almost aggress this. And I'm obviously going to take my bonus. I'm not going to overthink it because I can start being a nuisance on other parts of the board. If white rolls this, gets good enough dice, we can potentially play steal on... Oh, they actually remove me. That is smart. I'm the one player with a bonus right now. Probably the only player with a bonus for a long time in this game. That's a great play. 3 rolls left. Bring the 4 over. Force black into an awkward position. I actually should put the 4 on your 2 here. That is a better play. No, that's the right fortify, sir. Or pull the 2 back to the right. Either of these are fine. That's perfectly fine. Purple, I would put 2 here. Take this. Guarantee your roll. But they put way too much. There's just no reason for this. We got the 100%. I mean, it's not like you're going to fortify from any different position anyway. This shouldn't be a split. This will all come back to capital. I do feel for purple, I'm going to need to keep a nice middle board presence, especially with red not defending their capital as well as they should be. That is going to be a position that we are going to want to keep our eyes on. I also didn't love red's fortify back here. I'm going to hit my 3, which is a choice. Yeah, we're going to get, what, 9? 9's not a ton, but 9 is more than my opponent's. So I can basically commit the 5 that I would commit to capital normally. This is really a bad play by black. I really don't like this from black. The lack of troops landing on capital. I mean, the only way you're doing this is if you're in cahoots with white, right? Like, why else would you feel this safe? That's a smart fortify there. So like I said, we're just going to keep committing our 5 to capital. Our 4 extra troops are going to go out here. I have no interest in hitting black's extra troops. And not a bad start for me. Second strongest capital on the board as it stands right now. It could be hit into red. Oh no, they're going to wait a turn. They hit orange, and they lose nothing. I don't understand hitting orange there. I guess you don't want to open up red to yourself because you're... Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, I would hit me, right? Hit my 1. But I guess if you slowly thwart orange's ability to be present on the external part of the board, eventually purple will just overwhelm them. We got to hope that purple rolls earlier than they should. Potential bot out from black is bad. I'm purple. I don't even think I entertain taking anything up here. I would play off your 3 over here. Black is back. Red. Okay, they hit me. That's not a bad idea. With black guarding, that's not a bad idea at all. I think we actually want to be targeting red. I think red is going to be our most fruitful play, and the more troops they put behind black here, this is actually a smart play. Black should take off of the 6 on this turn. Black very much should take off of the 6. I would not continue rolling back here. I would not put extra troops back here either. You know, if you don't have a trade on 3 and white has a full trade on 3, there's no reason not for white to not roll you. This is the right play. This is not the right play. They shouldn't have added more here. You can stop red from taking this bonus. I don't know why red is putting more back here. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We're only going to put 4 on cap right now. Going to hit orange. You know what? I'm actually going to hit red. We're going to sit on red here because I want to force red to take into an uncomfortable position if white misplays the roll here. They either open red or they put 2 here and they hit orange, which I'm fine with either. Because it means that orange has to place externally. I want this 3 to fortify back to force red into an uncomfortable card. It does not do that, which is a little bit of a bummer. Orange only puts 2. Okay, they put 3. I was going to say that could fail. Interesting choice by orange. I think if a cap in front of me, I thought they had a cap option behind black. Definitely not the cap between these 3, but any of those options I thought would have been an improvement over what is currently happening. We are only up on troops. We're actually tied with black right now, despite getting extra troops. They've really lost next to nothing on the board, whereas I had 4s hit up in here. I had something hit in here by white. So, obviously not the preferred situation. Stealing red's capital, though, and having a middle board presence wouldn't be too bad. Now, the issue is with my bonus doesn't actually net me enough troops to be double. I need my opponents to kind of misplay however they're playing this. I really don't agree with the continued addition of troops back here. I think this is not smart. The more red places back here, the more willing I am going to be to target their position up here. And the fact that these troops aren't coming out is questionable. Now, black doesn't have a guaranteed roll here. They are obviously not going to want to open red here. But I really think this is a distinct misplay by red for this position back here. We don't have a trade in yet. But I'm also... I think what I'm going to do is just match whoever has the strongest capital, which is purple. So I'll match this as 24. We'll put 7 troops in the middle of the board. Maybe you try this. They don't put anything on their cap here. If white has a trade on 3, I could really see them rolling this. I'm going to sit in front of red. That is bananas. I want white or orange to fill that gap there. I'm not sure they will. But, like, just sit here and make their life a little bit more difficult. Does he remove orange fully? That's an interesting choice. Orange is cooked on cards. We have pathing over into purple, but not very good pathing. I guess orange is just going to... Yeah, slow roll white, honestly. I get why white does that. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. It doesn't make it any less annoying. Purple will take this. Now, eventually, purple's gonna, if white doesn't move this 8 either, purple actively doesn't take cards. You know, black has to move the 8 or the 5, and there's a chance they don't move either. Especially if red doesn't protect this position back here. What I would do now is red, I would full send this back here. At this point, you have to full send this position. What? They don't take out this way. I mean, it's probably a good thing that they removed that. Black has a trade in, right? Apparently not. Yeah, they knew they had to step out of the way here. I would attack. Interesting. Just a dude trade. I'm gonna go up to 30 on this turn. We're gonna hit up and then we're gonna sit here. I want to force white to roll something else. You don't get, my mindset is you don't get to remove. I just lose troops on both of those. I lost troops on both of those one-on-one rolls. My mindset here is you don't get to remove orange's external and then not be forced to do something in here. Red should not give this player cards. That would be a mistake. I'd almost consider slow rolling up here if you're orange. I guess wait for me to trade in. We do get a full trade in. Now, I think red is going to keep taking this card. They shouldn't. But if I try to aggress red here off of a trade in, there's a very real possibility that that either black or purple takes this. I think you might have enough. Well, black's going to be on a set, right? They put all 5 here. They attack off of this. This is really, really dangerous because whenever this levy breaks, I don't know why black is. I don't actually think they've added that much externally here. I think it's mostly they don't even have enough to take this. They should just play off the 12 at this point. But you need more troops on cap. I don't know why white hasn't rolled this, and they should on the next turn. I mean, this cap is... Red's not open to you. I guess black is open to you. So full trade in there. We're going to go 36. I'm fine hitting it here. I'm waiting for either purple to roll orange, which I don't think is going to happen. They only had a 4 trade. They may not hit this. They may just... Oh, they're going to roll up here. White having the roll possibility into red is bad. I would consider slow rolling this, honestly. Purple will get a card. Purple should actually take their card over here. They shouldn't give red extra avenues. They should leave their pathing open as well. I would try the 3 over here first. This is dangerous. I mean, you're automatically getting extra troops every 3 turns by getting cards that orange isn't getting. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it. This is Felon Friday, series on the channel where we play Alcatraz or Supermax Prison every single Friday. If I didn't mention it, you're learning now. This is Risk Global Domination. It's online Risk, just like the board game. Red trades on 3. That's at least wise. And fully defends out here. That's the first thing I've seen red do that actually that made sense. Now, if black doesn't get some of these troops on cap, there you go. Play with your 12, or play with your 5. Bring the 5 over. It's not a bad idea. Oh no, I didn't give purple cards up here. Red might still, but... And that is potentially the nail in the coffin for red. I wouldn't retake this if you were red, because I wouldn't want to give white pathing on the retake here. But maybe red does retake it because they don't want to risk getting rolled. They want some sort of clapback potential. The 26 troops back here is absurd. I'm obviously playing with quite the external stack. I guess as long as red doesn't take this initially, I have whatever I need. White likely gets card here. Can kind of hold these two hostage up top. But their caps are much stronger. What I don't understand is why purple isn't pulling these 3s back to capital. They're just skipping their fortify. Or maybe they previously... Yeah, okay, they finally working with it now. Yeah, red takes over here. No, black could make something interesting happen here. At some point, black is going to roll red here, and then white is going to roll black. Is this the turn that it happens? We do not have a full trade-in. Threatening a full dude trade again. All 5 troops here. I feel like you have to hit this. Either like if you didn't put those 5 troops on cap, he's going to remove purple. He does remove purple. And red didn't take this, so purple's going to miss a card. I would sit right here. I don't actually even think you should be giving white cards there. But I don't really think I benefit from giving purple cards. I'd rather just keep these 2 up here for as long as possible. Now, what white should do is roll black's cap. And I think they're going to. Nope. There's just no reason not to roll this, I feel like, at this point. Red doesn't have pathing to it. They only have pathing off of this position. You likely get good enough dice to hold both spots. And if you don't, everybody rolls through each other. We have to use our dude trade. At some point, black gets stuck back here. There's probably no reason for me to actually let black sit here. Is purple just going to slam troops into me? This does not help you. This is just a bad play. This is a waste of troops for purple because it just lets orange catch up for whatever deficit that you had. I'm not going to move off of this. It doesn't do me any good. Maybe red rolls this. I'll back away if red hits that spot, but I don't think red's going to do that. I do think removal of white, because red didn't do anything there, I think removal of white is my best bet. They hit red. I was waiting for that to happen. Joker is nice. It's not a full trade yet, but I was trying to bait this into happening. Then they don't roll it. So... what happens now, kids? Because that was the only time that makes sense to roll it. Black actually got pretty absurd dice there, right? At 21 on a 26, that's not too crazy. Meanwhile, I lost 16 on a 12, which is just chipper. It's been kind of that type of night for me as far as dice go. If red hits me here, I don't think they will do that. Another trade on 3 for red. Black eventually wins this position. So I think I smartly removed them. They do win that position. Purple's on a trade, so I don't do anything to them. Yeah. White, I wouldn't be surprised if white was in some degree of cahoots with black, only because when red had taken this territory and red didn't have pathing on the retake here, them not taking black's capital made absolutely no sense. It really made no sense. So I clear out all of this material back here. The issue is, I think it's probably in my best interest to let purple get extra troops? I don't know if that's actually true, though. The writing on the wall for this game is, who knows, truly. I mean, black's barely going to get enough to hit through white here. Neither of these players getting cards. Also, why black didn't fortify the 3 forward in the last turn didn't make much sense, unless they had 2 3s back here to fortify. There it is. At this point, red is, what, the weakest player on the board? They won't be for long. There's no point letting purple get extra cards, I don't think. Orange staying is pretty hilarious. But yeah, just zero incentive to let purple have extra cards. And this is just a waste of time. I'm fairly confident that the slow roll attempts here are pretty definitively a waste of time. I get that being card blocked is annoying, but no, what's the alternative? I mean, eventually, yeah, black's got more than white now. Not that you're going to slow roll through all of this. We just got to hope that red pounces on the opportunity here. No, I do want to take, what, 3 extra territories here? That way I stay above. I fear that red is going to hit here. But purple aggressing this is not wise. Come on, dude. It's wild to me that white is doing this because they put themselves in this position. And then had an opportunity out of it and didn't take it. You know, red had all of these troops back here. Red moves before black, so there's a very real possibility that they try to play off of this first. Obviously, if red does decide to take here, that'd be fairly annoying. And I get an extra troop. That's exactly what I wanted. It's not much, but it's double what the people on 5 are getting. And I'm not going to roll this anytime soon, but they're getting double what white is getting. Eventually, they will win this. I just think it's ridiculous that these players are not instant. This should be instantaneous movement in the game right now. There's no clear-cut way to progress this either. So I may speed through this at some point. We have a truck trade. White actually passed their turn quickly there, which is nice. That was not like the previous turn. We're going to do this. We're going to do this again, apparently. The reason it makes sense to do this, the more troops purple wastes here, the more orange actually gets above them as far as cap difference. They don't win a single part of that roll. Oh. Okay. I see what red is doing. Red is either doing this to give white cards so this takes longer, or so that they live longer, or red is doing that because they realize that it blocks me. It's fine. I mean, I can eventually trade with purple. If at any point purple rolls my stack here, purple loses because orange probably rolls them, and then red rolls them. I think it is interesting to give white cards, but there is a world in which these players all roll off capital and let black have this whole thing and win. It's black moves before me, so that happening would be bad. The other thing is if these guys hit, if at any point purple or orange stack into each other, I basically lose on the spot. I think red is doing this to either butter white up or keep white stronger, so that black doesn't win this as fast. I don't think this is the right play from red. I think you need to hope that black rolls the cap here earlier than they should. I have no way in there, which is obviously not great. At this point, 75 cap is probably all that I can afford over here. I really shouldn't put much else in that spot. Full trade in if we do. I need to be as large as possible here, though, because I need to essentially actually target red. Interesting. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles in this game. I have played too many games of Alcatraz tonight, so Felon Friday is going to be a game in which you guys actually see, for the 4th time tonight, a white player ruin the game. The 3, well, you won't see the 3 other times, but maybe in the future I'll do a rundown of some of the absolute atrocious dice I had either getting hit by or receiving from a white player. But in this case, we had a white player sack into red, which I'm glad purple's not open. And red moves before black, but black's just going to get the 1 point here. I have pathing into red. What I hope happens here is that black gets too greedy. Red has a trade in. Black gets too greedy. Red takes the white elimination. Red should take white here. You don't let black have any chance of getting this player, and you'll trade off of it. If they sit here, I steal this, right? Like, I don't... I hope it goes here. I don't really know what to predict, though. I don't know that red's going to sit on a capital here at all. Oh, they sit directly in front of black. That's like the best result that could have happened here, because if black doesn't have a trade-in, they could get atrocious dice here. They get the most baloney dice possible. I mean, if this game was any indication that SMG Studio needs to fix the dice rolls, this guy just rolled a 42 cap, lost 52. Minus 10. And then gets 20 troops off trade-in. Unbelievable. 5 comes up. 77 troops, 76 troops on cap. I'm just going to slow roll the duration of the turn. This is the only chance that me and purple and orange can have. But yeah, I want you guys to get the experience of what it's like to play this map. I'm getting some of the worst dice possible. This has been my evening tonight, has just been getting terrible slow roll, terrible cap blitzes. Maybe we can turn it around here. It's not looking good. I am going to slam this in the hopes that purple makes some sort of play into this. It is not looking great. One. We pulled off like, okay, that was good. If purple does go for this, I need to be prepared. Orange has nothing they can do about this. Purple should go for this. If you want a higher placement as purple, you actually should go for this. You might still lose to me and orange, but there's a very realistic chance, probably a higher chance that I'm actually eliminated 4th here. Are you kidding me? You're joking. Five troops left. You literally had a chance. You would trade off of this player. You'd 1 point hold. You could even roll this guy. All right, I need you guys to see this game. There's really no other way to chalk it up. And you know, there's still a chance orange rolls black here. I'm absolutely going to go eliminate purple. You know what? I don't even have the troops to do that. I trade off of them, though. I might as well try. Riddance. Man, that karma was swift and just. Shout out to Black. Shout out to the black player there. We only get dudes, but we may have actually just gifted orange a win. Orange's best play here is hitting black. I think they may go for me. They should hit black. Oh my god, they do. Oh my goodness, they do. You got to break, though. If you don't break, you lose. You have to break. No, 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 no. You don't have the elimination. No. Are we going to win? He has 5 capitals. You have to break. If you don't break, you lose. I mean, orange could have eliminated me and he went for black. I have to honor that. Chicken nuggets for the win. Sat here for 32 minutes. Effectively 30 minutes card blocked. I have to get in here. I got 13. We don't have a trade in. Black has quit, so I have to target this player. Oh, we actually win that. This capital is not going to be very fruitful for me. Joker's huge. I mean, they may have a trade-in. Black's only on 1 card. Oh, they're going to go for black. I'm going to eliminate black anyway for you, orange. Okay, I guess. Oh, they're going to slow roll me. That's not how you should play this. Dude. I guess, you know, I understand purple going for... I want to make it clear. I'm actually not upset with purple going for me. Purple knew they were cooked anyway. They're trying to intentionally feed me to black so that they get 3rd place, I get 4th. I fully understand that. I said that I think purple needed to go for black because... and here I was saying white ruined the game, which I do believe white ruined the game by sacking in a red. I think that this may have ended up differently. Not guaranteeing that I would have won. I should roll a 3 here. I don't want them to flag. I want a world dom is what I want to do. Not out of disrespect for orange, but... All right, let's do this. I mean, they left, so at this point, I'm not holding anybody up. It's black. I had no business. I want to be honest with you guys. I had no business winning this game. The moment black got this position down here, they should have won. Shout out to Orange for going to black and not taking me out. And by doing that, they got themselves second. I think Orange was going to get second either way. And I think they felt bad for me that Purple sacked into me. And I get why Purple sacked into me, because I prevented them from getting cards. But I didn't want anything to come from their position up here. They sacked into me. They got, they sacked what? I had 50 cap, they had 70 something, and they got nearly all of the troops off of it, which is pretty crazy. Orange was master, Purple expert, Red master, Black beginner, White intermediate. I can't believe White is anything above novice with the way that they played this game. Regardless, although I guess they did remove Orange, right? That was White who did that. So there's something to be said about that move. Absolutely bizarre experience. Again, no business winning this game. Don't really know how I did. Hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. If you did, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back with more Risk tomorrow or Monday. As always, everybody, I've been Simony. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.